You can love people from a distance, respectfully. Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about forgiveness. I feel like this is a good time to discuss forgiveness because I'm sure everybody has their vision boards, their New Year's resolutions, and all of the things that they want to achieve in 2024 written down. I feel like a big part of achieving the goals and achieving the things that we want to achieve in our life is letting go of any bitterness, any hatred, any ill will, anger towards anybody in our life that has hurt us, no matter what it is, who it is, family, friends, whatever the circumstances may have been. I feel like it's a good time to release all of those things so we can welcome in a new thing. So if you find value from this video, please like or comment down below. And shout out to Selena. I met one of my subscribers today. She was so sweet, y'all. If y'all see her in the comments, make sure y'all like her comment. So in my experience with forgiveness, my mindset was kind of like, why do I have to forgive? Why should I forgive people who hurt me? They don't feel sorry, so why should I forgive them? How is forgiveness for me and not for them? First thing I did was to understand why my past self was the way she was, because I feel like this can help us extend compassion to those parts of ourselves that we kind of look back on and we just like, girl, like, I feel so bad for you. Like, I wish you wouldn't have done that. When you understand why she was moving the way that she was, then it'll be easier for you to navigate working with her. And who her is your inner child. So that means, you know, you have to dig into your childhood trauma, your experiences, negative beliefs. Before I started my self-love journey, I was very insecure. So that was because people were talking down on me about everything that I liked or what I did and did not have as a child. When you get no attention, or when you have people around you that don't ever speak life into you, or you're surrounded with other women or other people with low self-esteem, those things right there are the reasons why you might be insecure. Because I know that was the case for me. When I was very insecure, is because nobody was pouring into me. There's so many different factors into why I was feeling that way, and now I can understand why myself felt that way. And it helps me extend grace to her. It helps me know how to make her feel better. So for example, I didn't like certain personality traits. I didn't like being a doormat. I didn't like having no boundaries. So what I've done over the years is start working on those things that I did not like about myself, because I understand why I didn't have it. And when it comes to other people, when you start to understand why they are the way that they are, it will help you in knowing how to deal with other people. Because one thing I realized, y'all, is that people who are not sorry will never give you an apology. It's not really any point to seek closure from people who do you wrong. And if you sit around and you wait for people to apologize to you, you will only become more bitter, more hurt, more scarred, more jaded. I promise you that from personal experience. So in a way, knowing why people do the things they do is closure, at least for me. For example, I have a lot of experience with narcissistic individuals. If you go do a deep dive on why people who are narcissistic are the way that they are, you will start to have compassion and extend grace to them. Now, I'm not saying that you excuse their behavior and you stick around those people. That's not what I'm saying at all. And also, when you start to study people and understand them, you can predict their next move before they even make it, especially with narcissistic people, because they're all the same. They all play from the same playbook. It might look different in each case, but at the end, they all end up doing some of the same things. So it's easy to predict because you know why and you know what it will be. Next is understanding that you were doing the best that you could with the information that you had. And it's okay that you didn't know, but now you know. And since you know, you can do better. That's always been my motto. When I start to feel down about some things that I used to do or some decisions that I've made, I just be like, you know what, that was in the past. It's nothing that I can do to change it now, and I didn't know better. But now I know better, and I'm going to continue to make that up to myself by improving each day, by never making those same mistakes that were detrimental to my mental health, to my self-esteem. I'm only going to make decisions that will benefit me. I'm going to only make decisions that will show myself that I love myself, because that's the only way that you can really start to forgive yourself, is by proving to yourself that you will do better. It's kind of like when somebody apologizes to you. You know, sometimes they'll be like, oh, you know, I'm sorry for X, Y, and Z, but if they continue to do X, Y, and Z, are you really sorry? No, you're not sorry, because you keep doing the same thing. And if you keep doing the same thing, then I can't really keep forgiving you for doing the same thing, because at this point, it's intentional. So apply that with yourself, because you can say and act like you're not the same person that you used to be. But if you're still doing the things that you used to do, your brain has no other excuse but to keep thinking that you're the same person. Our subconscious mind is always watching. So yes, we might be a different person on the outside, but if our subconscious mind sees us in those old habits that we used to have, hanging around people that we used to hang around, our subconscious mind is going to keep us in that lower vibration, that lower state, because it thinks that that's where we are in life. Kind of touched on this earlier, but you really want to hone in on those weak spots and really go deep into your shadow. It's basically going into your childhood trauma, negative experiences, and really getting to the root of why you don't feel like you can forgive yourself. Because sometimes, you know, people tell us that we are not worthy of forgiveness and we should be shamed. You don't have to feel shame. If there's something that you used to do, yeah, you might feel shame, you might feel embarrassed, but don't let that take over your whole personality. It starts from one thing that you did, you have shame with that, and then you start to have shame over the little things in your life. Somebody asks you what kind of ice cream you like. You say you like chocolate, they like vanilla, and you like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed that I like chocolate. I guess somebody else likes chocolate. And it rolls over into things that really you should not be ashamed about. You shouldn't feel guilty for things that you like, things that you've done. We're different every day. As long as you're growing and trying to be the better version of yourself, there's nothing to be ashamed about, because there's nobody out here that is perfect. And if you find them, let me know so I can have a conversation with them, okay? But there's nobody out here that is better than the next. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you should be ashamed of your past or the things that you're going through or mistakes that you've made. There's no reason for that. And the thing is, if anybody is too busy worried about what you used to do and who you used to be, they're worried about the wrong thing. Because if you're really trying to grow, you're really trying to become better, you're really trying to reach your goals and live your best life, you're not going to be worried about the next person. If you're too busy worried about what the next person is doing, you're not doing the right thing. I know this is kind of cliche for y'all to hear, but everything happens for a reason. What I've been learning in that is sometimes the things that we pray for, the things that we want to accomplish, the goals that we have, sometimes God only requires just you. So things do happen for a reason. There have been a lot of things that have been happening in my life personally that I'm like, you know, God, why are you doing this to me? Like, why is this happening? Say, for example, you win the lottery. Then everybody that has been disrespectful to you, treated you like you were nothing, talked about you, lied on you, finds out that you made that money. Now they come to you with their hands out and you're so giving and you give up all of your money. Then you look at God and you be like, okay, so I won a lottery, so what happened to all my money? I gave all my money out to everybody because I feel bad for them because I wanted to share what I had. But the thing is, sometimes those people that you want to share with don't deserve what God is giving you. They don't deserve what you've worked so hard for. So you can't always take everybody with you. You can't always be so giving. You can't always try to include other people into your plans, because in this season that I'm in, I'm starting to see everybody reveal their true colors. When you are working hard towards things, when you are trying to be better, you will start to see everybody's mask start to fall off. You'll start to understand why God is doing what he's doing, why these things are happening for you, not to you, but for you. Getting rid of anybody fake to reach your dreams, that's happening for you. Because why would you want to be working hard and then you also have stress about who's behind your back trying to betray you? You don't need to be worried about two things at one time, one positive and one negative. And a negative is always stronger than a positive. Negative energy is so strong. That's why most of the world is negative. That's why we have all of the negative influences and all the negative energy in the world, because negative energy thrives. And it's very rare that you see people trying to be positive. That's what we need more of in the world. When you are trying to reach peace, when you're trying to reach what God has for you, it's just going to be for you. You went through everything that you went through, and then your enemy can just come up and get a piece of the pie and they didn't have to put in any work. You wouldn't think that's fair. That's that's kind of how God thinks too. God is thinking, okay, you're showing me that you are a faithful and loyal servant. You're doing what I'm supposed to tell you to do, so I'm going to reward you. So that's why God doesn't allow people to come along with you, and these people are not willing to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you can't piggyback off of somebody else. You have to put in that work for yourself. This kind of leads me into my next point, but don't fight against flesh and blood, but the spirit. Let me tell y'all, I've been on my self-love journey, but I've also been on a spiritual journey as well, walking with God. When you start to walk with God, you can start seeing those spirits appear in other people. Like I said about narcissistic individuals earlier, that spirit is the Jezebel spirit. And if you read about that in the Bible, it'll tell you all about it. But you know how the devil is, period. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And sometimes the devil will use the people closest to you to destroy you, because the devil cannot touch you personally. He wants to use other people, weak people with weak spirits, to take you out. He wants you to take yourself out. And once you understand that, you will start to maneuver a whole lot differently. And it kind of ties into what I said before about understanding these spirits and understanding why people move the way that they do. You can literally see it manifest into real life. For example, a narcissistic person, that's the Jezebel spirit. They're out for lust. They're out to take advantage of you and manipulate you and to love them so they can suck you dry and take you for everything that you have. People who do you wrong, they have demonic spirits. They have negative spirits in them that make them act the way that they do. It's not necessarily that people are actually trying to harm you. They're just allowing the devil to use them. When you're somebody that God favors, they are going to want to take you out. That's their goal. And when you understand that people operate from spirits, you are able to forgive them, because you give that situation, you give situations like that with toxic people and narcissistic individuals, you give all of that up to God, because you cannot fight in the spirit by yourself. That's why people read the Bible. That's why God tells you to cast your worries up on Him. Practicing detachment, that's guarding your heart. You have to do those things in order to win those battles, because you cannot do it by yourself. And the people that help you in one season, the people who were there for you in one season, they might not be with you in the next season, and that's okay. In my video on how to master detachment, I was talking about how when people are with you in season 1, you can't always take all of those characters with you to season 5. There's always going to be a new plot, new environment, new people in your life. You can't take everybody with you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that there's bad blood or anything, that you hate anybody, but sometimes people's seasons is up. Sometimes the time that you have with people, it's not going to be like it used to be. And that can be for a variety of reasons, whether you outgrow each other, whether they turn on you, whether you just think it's for the best, whatever the case may be, and that's okay. And I feel like loss is a normal thing in life. It's something that I feel like a lot of people are going to have to start getting used to. We can't keep everything, we can't keep everybody. Because like I said before, sometimes God only wants you, because He wants to do something good in you. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I used to not understand why forgiveness is for us, not for them. It's for us because if we are too focused on what they did to us, and I'm not saying to not feel your feelings, I'm not saying to ignore what happened and to not deep dive into what you can learn and what you can do better or what they did. But when we focus on that, when we're holding grudges, it knocks us off of our purpose. Because like I said, the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So if you are working on something great, going to school, being an entrepreneur, if you're too focused on what the devil is throwing at you, who the devil is using to get to you, then you will be knocked off of your purpose. And forgiveness is for us because, like I said before, people that don't take accountability, people who are negative, people who let the devil use them, they don't think that they're wrong. And if they don't think that they're wrong, you're not going to get an apology. And I feel like that's where a lot of people get stuck at, is they want to know why and they just want the answers. But like I said before in one of my other videos, the action is the closure. Understanding why they did what they did is the closure, because they are not going to give that to you, and you are going to harbor those feelings until you get that closure if you don't give it to yourself. I feel like giving yourself closure is one of the best acts of self-love that you can do. Be that person that you need for yourself in that moment. What I do is I ask God, I pray to Him about my problems, about people who are trying to do me dirty, people who have done me dirty. Pray to Him and ask ask him, God, forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. They don't know what they're doing. Just like in the Bible, when Jesus was dying on the cross, when people were doing what they was doing to him, he said, God, forgive them because they do not know what they're doing. So you have to ask God to forgive them. Have mercy on them, because God don't like when people do us wrong. He's going to get them back. Karma is going to get them. Also, ask God to help you with your forgiveness. Ask him to make you be at peace with the situation, to help soften your heart so you don't become callous and cold, because that's ultimately what people want. They want you to be cold. They want you to have low self-esteem. They want you to be depressed. They don't want you to be on your purpose. They don't want you to do what God wants you to do. When we understand that, it'll be easier to extend forgiveness to other people. But everything I'm saying goes hand in hand with yourself and with other people. Give it to God, because that's the best thing that you can do. All that matters right now is you. All that matters is becoming the best version of yourself. And forgiveness does not mean reconnection. You don't have to go back and talk to people after you've forgiven them. You can love people from a distance, respectfully. You don't have to reconnect with anybody. God doesn't require that. He just requires us to forgive people. He don't say we gotta be buddy-buddy with them. You can be cordial. You don't have to be mean and nasty, but you can be respectful. And I want y'all to try watching Cassandra Mack on YouTube. She gives out Bible-based wisdom on how to navigate relationships, family, and stuff like that with grace, because that's what we want to do. We want to extend grace. We want to show love to people, and we also want to show all of that stuff to ourselves as well. She has a really great channel, and she has helped me through a lot of the situations that I've been dealing with: work, school, relationships, family, everything. But forgiveness just means that you're releasing negative emotions, you're releasing all grudges, and you're going about your life. And I'm not saying that these things won't ever affect you. You won't ever feel that pain. But the thing is to not feel angry and bitter and hatred from those things. Journaling and finding little hobbies that you like will help you get rid of those pent up emotions. Working out, going for a run, swimming, drawing, writing, reading, praying. All of those things will help you get rid of that pent up emotion inside of you, especially if you don't have a therapist, because therapy can get expensive. Just try to find healthy outlets and just accept everything that has happened, because acceptance is the first step to everything. You can't deny what things were. You can't deny what things will be. All you can do is accept what it is right now, and that will help you in moving forward. We're all that we got. We can't allow other people to take us down, especially when we're trying to go up. If we already at rock bottom, baby, the only way is up. So that's all I have to say about forgiveness. Hopefully everything that I said made some sense. If you found value from this video and you liked it, please leave a like or a comment down below. And guys, if y'all would like to talk to me one-on-one or have maybe like a group session, let me know down in the comments below or click the link in my description. I would love to talk to y'all. Leave me some topics down in the comment section that you guys might like. Thank y'all so much for sticking with me, all 780 of you. Shout out to Selena that I met today. She is so nice, y'all, so sweet. I'm looking forward to talking to y'all, and I'm looking forward to meeting y'all. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys engage with me more as I grow on this journey. So grateful for each and every one of y'all, and I can't wait to see where we will be going in 2024. But I will see y'all in my next video.